He said. So he says, don't be afraid of those who want to kill your body. They cannot touch your soul. So he said they can physically hurt you, but watch this. He said, fear only God who can destroy both soul and body in hell. And he was also relating back to Satan. So he's saying, be careful of those who got your soul, who got control over you, because if they got control over you, they can control everything else. Let me give you a perfect example that is true. You ever been up all night crying about, and I'm a man, so I'm gonna say that girl, and for the women, that man, up all night crying about that person, and you want them back, or you feel you was wrong, what you do, you know, if one of the things where it's a breakup or the person dump you, and it's just, you don't want to eat, you don't want to sleep, you don't want to do nothing, you just want to think about them, and you're thinking about the good times, the bad times. After a while, you get mad at them. After a while, you try to call them, then you hang up the phone, and then you get to the point where you calling your best friend, asking about them, saying, you know, maybe you think they're gonna call back. All of this, you're going through all these emotions, and your will is to tell you to go back to them, and your mind is thinking this and thinking that. Should I finish? That person just got your soul, because emotionally you're thinking about them. They got you crying, they got you talk on the inside. Your will is you still want them, even though they dogged you out, even though they're not worth it. And then later on you find out they wasn't even for you. And then your mind. So let me show you the flip side to this. That's funny, but it's true. That person have you to the point that if they call or if they say something to you and want you to do something, you gonna do it just because they got you. So let's bring this down to the spirit form. When you've been programmed for so long to do certain things, the enemy has you to the point. That's why the word in Ephesians 6 says, understand the wiles of the enemy, his tactics, his strategies. He has you so long to the point that it's easy for him to lure you back to the old man, your old self, because you haven't got to the place where you've positioned yourself and trained yourself enough to get into the word and realize what you're supposed to do, how God is supposed to use. This is the next step. I don't need to worry about that anymore. I need to go forward because I need this in my life. Now, this is what hurts, boo-boo. When you're the person doing that on the other end, and you're the one playing with that person's will, mind, and emotions, and then all of a sudden they cut you off and you don't hear from them no more. I'm preaching real good right now. And you don't hear from them no more, and all of a sudden you see them again, and you see them in a different state, a different stage. You see them better than they ever was before, and you see them greater. And then what happens is you see them at the point where you knew they was gonna be, but you was trying to oppress them and stop them from getting there, because you were telling them that they was gonna never be nothing, or telling them you can't do nothing without me, or telling them you ain't gonna be nothing without me, or telling them that you got to be with me, or telling them, hold on, I'll be right back, stay here. And you're pulling them on this string. And when they finally come to themselves like the prodigal son and get away from you, your sorry self, and then they get to the place where God elevates them, now you see them at the capacity that you've seen in them. And when you see them at that capacity, now you sitting there looking like Boo Boo the Fool, wanting to figure out what can you do now to get back with them.